have you been keeping up with this? Everyone's talking about this whole Blake Lively, and again, this Baldoni thing that, I mean, between Justin Baldoni and her, it's been blowing up constantly. We have the whole Nice Pool thing came out the other day. We talked about it briefly, but now RYAN Reynolds has been brought into this lawsuit. So there was a $200 million, $250 million against the actual New York Times about, supporting her more than them and not giving all the text messages, all the information moving forward. But now, Baldoni has come forward and now he is suing both of them for $400 million, claiming that Lively took measures to gain control of his hit film. And he's suing them under claims of civil extortion, defamation, false light invasion of privacy, breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, intentional interference with contractual revelations, intentional interference with prosecutive economic advantages, negligent interference with prosecutive economic advantage, and the lawsuit is a legal action based on overwhelming amount of untampered evidence, they're saying, detailing Blake Lively and her team's attempt to destroy Justin Baldoni and his team and their prospective companies by dismantling them and grossly editing down all these substantially text messages and doctoring everything for information towards the media. Whew, that's a lot. So Baldoni is trying to say is that these two people have power and they're taking him down. And there was a thing that happened actually. Here's one thing that actually is fascinating. If you haven't heard about this, David Banner, this is crazy because again, it was about Baldoni and Blake Lively. She had an idea, she came forward saying she wasn't suing him, but saying that there was allegations happening on set for sexual harassment. I know I'm not supposed to say it on YouTube. I'm going to say it. And she was saying that he was saying that he says that's all the whole thing is, that he came forward or she came forward and said that he was asking her or saying people on set that she was fat and fat shaming her after a baby, and then also putting her in more sexual situations in these scenes without letting her know, and also on top of that too, asking her about her if she watched certain kind of porn, and also like he was telling her about her porn. That's what they're saying. He's acting and directing the whole film, and he bought the rights for It Ends With Us, the book rights, and produced it. Now he's saying is like one big part of this that came forward actually today was that the script was actually changing because of her. And so there was a moment, which I think is interesting, where she called him to her penthouse. And he's claiming RYAN was there. They had rewritten a bunch of scenes, right? Wrote a bunch of scenes, and he got up there, and she said, "Aren't these scenes so great?" Then RYAN's like, "Yes, these scenes are so great." And there was supposed to be a celebrity there. They wouldn't say who that celebrity was, saying, "These scenes are so great, you should make these there." They're going to change the whole movie. And then another celebrity was there called Taylor. They won't say the last name, but Taylor was there also pressuring him to change the scenes. What, GR?
I said that was a swift evasion.
That was a swift evasion, GR. Round of applause for that swift evasion, everybody. But, so the thing is, like, he's claiming that they was pressuring to change the script. There's text messages where he was saying that, you and RYAN and Taylor didn't have to do that because I believe what you're saying, and it made the movie better. But he's trying to say that they were taking the movie over, changing it for their own benefit, took the premiere over, and that's why he's suing them for $400 million. And there's the whole thing with Nice Pool and Deadpool too, where they've wrapped in Marvel now because they went and trying to get Marvel wrapped in, saying that they allowed Nice Pool to happen, which is making fun of him. And if it is sexual harassment, I'll say nobody else is saying it. I don't give a F anymore, guys. You guys, everybody's saying SA. Why are we so sensitive these days? Say it for what it is, If that's what it is, like he was saying, then why would you make fun of it in a movie? I don't know if that's what it is, but I watched the movie, and the stuff he says right now, he's talking about about Lady Pool looking so great right now, even though she just had a baby. Oh, she looks so great, she just had a baby. She's not fat. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened in that scene that makes you wonder, were they actually making fun of that? I mean, we've talked about this before. We have. And we've heard the allegations before about how she is very difficult to work with. Right, Ron? Very difficult to work with. As this builds up, we have a $400 million lawsuit. Now, Baldoni has not really done anything else, right? He hasn't. He came into this whole rights. He bought the rights to this book. It Ends With Us. And then he directed it. He wrote it. He put it together. And now he's suing them for this much money. What do you think? Do you think this is a money grab? I mean, this is growing big. And do you think this is going to get bigger and dirtier than it is right now?
This thing it baffles me that it just keeps going, and it's like it's rolling uphill. And I think that he's going to turn into the laughingstock of Hollywood, and I don't think he will ever work again. I'm just not trusting anything that he's actually saying. I don't think that Blake is like so in the clear, but she knows the business. She's worked. She knows what you can talk about, what you can get away with, and Justin obviously just does not. He's operating like a civilian.
Dude, he hasn't even been doing anything. He had this massive opportunity, and even if like they are changing the sides, the script, the scenes, that happens. So you hire.
That's what I was going to say. Grow a set. Really, Taylor Swift's changing your script, and you can't say no. Grow a set. You're going to buy the movie. You're going to direct the movie. Then fucking do it.
And it did so well, Ron. Like he was like, "Oh, they bogarted my premiere," and they're he's saying they're trying to take over his whole career. It's big elites like taking down little man. How so? They signed on your movie.
I'm sorry, Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds went to your premiere. Oh wow, what a horrible thing for you. I mean,
can you imagine if they're at our premiere? We would be like, whatever, fucking hail down to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Right? It's just come on. Yeah.
But we've heard bad things about it for years.
Premiere, please.
Right? I don't know what GR just said. Did you say, what'd you say, GR?
I said, come to my damn premiere, please.
Yeah. I thought you said something totally different. But
I mean, I don't know what really happened, but he's being a bitch.
He's being a little shady. Yep.
Thank you, Ron.
Yep.
I like bitch better than baby.
I don't want to use it.
But GR,
you're more polite than I am, Brian.
But GR, this whole thing is crazy because again, it keeps like spiraling, right? There's more and more news about it as we talk about it. I feel like every day there's something new happening with this, and everybody's talking about it. You're wrapping it in Marvel now. Do you think this could be a situation where it could affect anyone's career moving forward? Could it affect Ryan Reynolds maybe, or do you think that it's going to only kill Baldoni?
It's Baldoni.
I think it's going to kill Baldoni. That's the only one. I mean, the other three people involved in this, if we will, are too big.
That's what I think so too.
The money, even if he won the lawsuit, 400 million, that can't happen.
400 million.
If he wanted, he'd be lucky to get 400,000.
Right. Well, that's what it comes down to too.
And then it'd be like, here, have some petty change.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm like too. It's like, will this go to court, Ron? What do you think?
Who's feeding him that this is even possible? I mean, that's what's amazing. Oh yeah, go for 400 million. What? They're not.
That makes no sense to me.
To make more money.
Yeah, but if it's not fair,
lawyer that's still going to get paid. It's some lawyer that's still going to get paid.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, you saw Deadpool Wolverine. Now, what they're saying with that, we've talked about this before, but I'm gonna give it more. In the movie, like they're like talking about his man bun, and he literally has
does look like the guy a little bit. I'll
he
give him
kind of
that.
does.
But
and
you know what? In my opinion, you're in Hollywood. Grow a set.
Right.
How many times are people getting made fun of in film?
Yeah, but he's saying if it's actual, essay, if actually that's what it is, then why would you make fun of it? That's what he's saying. But then again, like, things happen. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't make fun of it. I think it seems weird because here's the thing I'll tell you, Jordan, now. Something that came forward was when they were writing the character of Nice Pool. This came out yesterday or today. They said that they actually write at the same time that all these things were happening between him and Blake Lively, right? And that Nice Pool kind of developed during that time. Do you think there's any world where Ryan Reynolds is like, fuck this guy, I'm going to make fun of him in this movie? Do you think that's actually true?
Would have done it. If I was in a feud with that guy and I was Ryan Reynolds, but you know me, I could be a dick. I would have done the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but like fuck this guy, and I know. Like I think it was like David Banner was like, that's actually Blake Lively. Yeah, Blake Lively was again a lady pool. That's who it was.
Yeah,
like, people
I'd have to say if I had the talent and the thing, if I was writing a movie, and if I was really in a feud with somebody over my wife, I probably would have done the same thing.
You probably support your wife, right? That's what happens. I mean, and Queen, I will say yes. He was saying they're ruining his career. He's saying it's two Hollywood elites that are coming in here and destroying a little man that's trying to make a name for himself. That's what he's saying.
He probably didn't have much of a career after this, but now he thinks he will.
But I mean, like, you already had a hit movie. You had Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They're helping to make it good. And I get, like, they come in there. Maybe they're trying to do their thing, but that's what happens. You bring elites in. That's what happens. They're going to make your movie better. If they believe in it, they're going to help you make it better so it's good for them. That's what happens.
Blake Lively is hardly a household name. Ryan Reynolds is. But it's like, oh, my God. Seriously.
It's a huge name.
Hey, you're not going to win against the mouth.
Jordan.
Blake who?
Blake who? Jordan, what do you think about this? I'm going to ask you a question fast. Do you think, here's a question though, if this gets too crazy and too difficult, will it affect Ryan Reynolds' career as Deadpool at Disney?
Nope.
No. That last Deadpool made so much money, everybody loved it, critics loved it, fans loved it, and he said he's done with individual Deadpool movies, so he's just going to show up in the Avengers or here and there, popping up, making millions. It ain't going to bother him.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Ron, you feel the same exact way too? No, Ron, you think absolutely. That there's nothing that can stop the Ryan Reynolds machine and the Deadpool machine right now?
Why would anybody want to? No, it's just, Ryan is so well liked. He doesn't even have, he's so well liked in Hollywood because he's just a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, like, that's the question. That's the question I'm going to ask everybody. You're a nice guy, but there's been a lot of rumors, like, how is he with her if he's so nice, and everyone says she's difficult, Ron?
Come on. I don't think you can. How many people do you know that are oil and vinegar, and just sometimes things just work? She might be a great mom for the kids, and that might be enough for him.
Nobody knows their home life.
Nobody knows their home. She might not be as bad as what people see on the outside. Maybe at home when she's not working, she's an angel because she's not working.
And maybe she's a perfectionist. She gets to work and she just demands perfection. That can come off as being a bitch. That can come off as being a bitch.
And a guy comes off as being smart with it. Yeah, exactly.
And that happens. That totally happens. That's why it's like you don't listen to so much. You hear the rumors, you hear this, you hear that, and it's like you can only get into it so much before you're like, okay, well, I don't really know. I don't know their life at all. When is Ryan Reynolds making a sequel to Free Guy? That's a good question. They're working on it.
Ryan fucked his way through Hollywood, so he knows a lot. He knows a lot of actresses.
Can I ask you? Did you say he fucked his way through Hollywood? Is that what you said?
Yeah, a lot of actresses. He's got
Round of applause for that.
Has been with
Oh God, you said it out loud, Ron. I'm shocked.
Ron said the quiet part.
There's a friend of ours.
Don't forget.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Everybody
That's
fucks
great.
their way through Hollywood, right?
Wasn't
exactly.
it his phone that got hacked with the ScarJo nudies?
Was that his? No. Was it?
Yeah, they were together at the time. Yeah, I think it was.
Really?
That's fucking gnarly. Ryan Reynolds' phone.
Scarlett Johansson nudies.
Oh, yeah.
It was his phone that got hacked.
I never understood that coupling. I never understood that one.
How?
Yeah.
You know why?
She's more like serious. I don't know. They just don't. Yeah.
When
I was listening to you guys with the Blake Lively stuff and Ryan. He's like. I know it's an Instagram post and things like that, but he talks very highly of her. Like he writes the most.
Yes, Nick.
I would be like melted butter if my man wrote this stuff like that he writes about her, of how like she's the most like incredible woman, he's ever met, and like mother of his children and all this stuff, and like he says the most wonderful things about her, and like. It's like maybe people's attitudes and their behaviors can change when they're on set or something. Maybe who they're around, their environment, the pressure, what's going on all day. You're there however many hours. Like you're dealing with some asshole, maybe giving you shit about like being, sexually harassing you. Maybe not. Whatever. Something's going on. So that's going to dictate your personality and just like certain things. But yeah, I think like I know. I can't say I know, but like I have met Ryan. He's, I mean, in different scenarios, not revolving like a camera, like in a personal setting. And like, he's a very, very genuine man, like a really, really nice guy. And he is very well liked. And whether he effed his way through Hollywood, I mean, it's like everyone.
No, I didn't say he effed his way through Hollywood, but he fucked everybody. Yeah.
No, he fucked everybody. Yeah, no, I'm saying, I know. Like everybody, a lot of them have. Like there's,
right.
Many will.
I
admit
look
that
like Ryan Reynolds in Hollywood. I probably would have done the same thing.
I worked with Ryan Reynolds when he hired his first trainer to get his body way back in '94, maybe something like that. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
Or Van Wilder.
God, in the last century.
Yes, it was last century.
Oh, I mean, a lot of those guys were like totally just struggling and to make it something. Like. I mean, what was Ryan's big break again? Was it like
Van Wilder?
It was Van Wilder, yeah.
That was after Two Guys Are Going to Pizza Place.
Right,
that show
we got
that he
nothing
did.
out of you.
And he never.
That's right, Angela. Do you think there's any world where this actually affects his career moving forward because of this lawsuit?
No.
Nah.
I feel like he's just like he's almost like covered in like. I don't know, like just like not saran wrap. That sounds weird. Like
no,
that's some Dexter shit right there.
He's covered in. He's just like he's safe. He's like safeguarded. I don't know.
He's in a bubble. He's in a little bubble.
He's in a bubble. Thank you. That's probably better, more accurate. Yeah,
the saran wrap.
He's in a. I know we're gonna unwrap him. He's in bubble wrap. I mean, obviously, listen. Like, I'm not gonna say that nobody can. If someone's good. Or appears to be good and does shitty things, it's not that they can't come down or be taken down, but like with him, I mean, he is a good person and a good guy and does mean well. And yeah, he's going to take some jabs at you if you're shitting on his woman or if you're, like trying to come at his gal. And who wouldn't? I mean, if my guy wasn't protecting her, standing up for me, I would be like, okay, now we're going to have a lawsuit.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So,
any decent guy's going to stand up for his woman. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like too, especially if it's true and accurate, even more so, like your man's going to stand up for you and be like, "F it, let's go with all these really." Random and the thing is,
it just so happens her man's Ryan Reynolds, so this guy's like, shit.
I know.
I would say this too.
That's why I think his legal team is really just throwing at them all these different claims.
They're just trying to get something to stick. Just something.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, that's what you do. You basically get every possible claim that you can, throw it into the motion, and then basically and figure out which one a judge is going to say, all right, we'll execute that maybe, or no. It's just they can decide. It's like you just sit there and you just throw whatever you can that makes sense for the situation.
Oh, yeah, sex with animals. There we go. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
That's it.
You throw the book at them. And, I mean, obviously it's great for the legal team because they're paid their billable hours. So.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I also think, though, like, Angela, like, this whole thing, too, it's like, do you think that she even knew what he's writing? You know what I mean? For like Nice Pool, he might just wrote it without even telling her because Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, they're in there all the time.
He's like, that. I think he's known to be.
They're the boys. They're boys. They're going to do. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're improvising shit. He's probably pissed off. He just does stuff, and he's like, he probably came to her like, said, "I just did this." She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They could have been in that situation too. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't care. Fuck this guy. You know what I mean? She could make him like, "Fuck this guy. I'm gonna low key do this." I mean, Disney's being like held back. They're holding all this information back. We'll see what happens with that information about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well,
but
Ryan,
I feel like
for him to include it, he probably was pissed off, and he was like, "I'm going to just like maybe."
Well, what if there's another angle on this of like Ryan was like maybe he saw something in Justin at the very beginning and he liked it. Right. Let's make him one of the boys with us. Let's make him one of the boys. Let's bring him in and do something funny. Let me write some funny stuff about him. Let's make him one of the boys.
Yeah.
And then Justin took it just show off the other way, and then Ryan would be like, "Oh, fuck that shit," I mean, Ryan's a funny guy. He's a lighthearted.
I didn't see anything terrible. If it was anything, it was a parody of that guy. And like, who doesn't get parodied?
Right.
Everybody does.
It's a good thing.
You're right, Ron. It's a good thing.
Not going to when he's going after a $400 million lawsuit or. Yeah, $400 million.
There's no world he's getting $400 million. There's no world.
$400 million unless he can prove serious, like
Yeah.
You know, punitive damages have been made. You know, I mean, that's the only reason you
Prove
can
that
make
in
it, like.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, for him,
like
you don't
how,
have for
like,
him.
was your movie stolen away? Did you get like? I mean, what?
Right.
I mean, I think they're looking at it from the perspective of like, is this gonna will this affect his work not only now but futuristically? So
It's
they're
gonna be
adding in
future,
that
yes.
future money because if he's going to be blacklisted, which could very well
How do you-
happen, because you can count in blacklist like potential places
Oh.
where you can be blacklisted based on influence of like.
What's funny is how can you come
Yeah.
up with a possible amount for somebody's career for the next 30 years when they've done one movie?
It's like,
I know.
It's
And
like-
Baldoni
like
once
when
a
you're evaluating in a company, you know, you're evaluating like when, for instance, like you're evaluating like a Facebook or Meta or whatever when they were
Okay.
trying to figure out what something's worth because like
Right.
if let's say he owns
nobody has Dave Banner.
rights to whatever, and I don't know,
Right.
for instance,
He
like,
wants
this
a
kinda
jury
might
trial
feel-
too. You know that he wants a jury trial.
Well,
I
he's
don't know.
dumb.
Is he a moron? Because I mean, a jury trial is going to sit there. I mean, they're probably going to be like, "F all you guys." Like, to be honest,
Hey.
they're going to say like,
How did Amber Heard turn out against fucking
"Yeah."
Johnny
Oh
Depp?
my god! Oh my god! Right?
I mean,
That's
I'm
how it
sorry.
turned out.
It was the most pathetic thing ever. Like,
the jury
handle
will
your
be
shit
doing one
in
thing.
private and or get this. You know,
Right,
people
GR?
don't need to be subjected to that.
And see, this
The
is
jury will be
type of
doing
stuff-
this, Brian.
The what? Oh, this is the type of stuff that gives Hollywood players a bad name too. It's like, oh my god,
It does.
You know? Yeah, this is like, oh my god, the poor little baby, and this and that, and that's what happens.
It ruins it for everybody, Ron.
Record for this stuff.
This
It's
whole
just
thing is
dumb.
a joke.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Like, can
Yeah.
we please, like, why don't you take your 400 million and go help people that have their houses burned down, dude, and like do some
Exactly.
other good for the world?
Like Queen said, nobody's gonna hire this person ever again. You know,
No.
When you do something like this, you are burying your career. And I get it. Like,
Yeah,
you
and
know, it was very simple to deal with, Angela. It was very simple to deal with. Like, you just like play ball. That's what you do. It's your first movie. You bought the rights for this.
play ball.
You got an actor who again, you know, maybe some people say who knows who she is, but she's still Ryan Reynolds' wife, and she was on Gossip Girl. She's done a bunch of stuff. She's coming in here. She's actually done a lot of things. That's a big talent.
Green
You got
Lantern.
Green Lantern. You got GR. Oh God, GR's gonna laugh. But Jordan, yes, yeah. I mean, Blake Lively's still
That's
done
where she met
shit.
Ron.
You got them together though. That's actually. I mean, if I was a first time director for a big movie like this, I'd be like excited about that.
Right.
And you bite your tongue on situations. You make money. Well, she did make money, and then you move forward, and then you snowball to the next movie.
You know, I forgot about too. Blake Lively's from a wealthy family.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Oh,
It's not like, yeah, I think it's just, this is like a big case of ego. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
egos.
But if he was showing her porn, that's never. I mean, that's if he was actually showing her porn and asking her porn life and shit like that. That's way. Yeah,
no.
This person doesn't deserve to be in the business anymore. This is not the business.
No.
You're a
Yeah, that's not
professional.
cool.
You're on. No, it's not cool. You're on set. You're doing your job. You don't talk about porn on set, guys. What
No.
the fuck? You know.
You
mean, I
guys
like
don't
to
talk
do
about porn at work?
Well,
What?
I mean, no. Jordan. I mean, like not. I mean, it's sensitive Hollywood even more now. And the thing is, but it's good. It's good. It really is good. Be careful what you say. You're at work. You're in a work environment. You hire someone like that. You got to be careful what you say, and you got to be careful what everybody you say, because you have no idea how you're going to connect. And even like people cross barriers sometimes. They don't even know what they're doing. I gotta say, at the end of the day, it's your first opportunity. Be stoked. Be excited. Do your best you can. And be quiet, Ron. Right, and then move on from there. And that's it. And I think that he's going to realize something. And when he realizes it, it's going to be too far gone and he'll never work again.
Yeah. He'll be so
That's
irrelevant.
what I think. Yeah.
And he's a handsome guy. He could do it.
There you go. Maybe he will. I don't think he will, Ron. I think he's
won't.
done.
We know Marvel won't hire.
No, Marvel.
Army Hammer came back, so I mean, never say never, but I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
been definitely damage. What?
No, he's not good looking like Army Hammer though, and he's not a hammer.
Well, yeah, he's not. He doesn't have a hammer or an
Right.
army hammer.
Has anybody
Exactly.
seen fucking Lone Ranger?
I watched it. It
he's
was
not a
not
hammer.
good.
He's the nail. He's gonna get nailed.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Cause the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Cause I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.